Hi there everyone, it's Lori-Lynn and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. I am a medium and an intuitive. I receive messages from Spirit. I do what one calls the journey of the soul. I also do private readings, so if you're interested, just connect with me at SpiritWithinUs at msn.com and we can set something up. Excuse me. Today is Saturday and it's a lazy day for me, but I'm going to make the best of it. So again, we'll start with the universal message, and then after that I will be using two decks to clarify three different piles. So you pick from three piles to add some clarity. The first pile will be this amethyst. The second pile, I don't know what this is, but I love it. It's brown stone. And the third is a shell from Nova Scotia. They have the most beautiful shells. So those are the three piles that you'll be able to pick from, and we'll read from there. So let's start off with the messages. Okay, so the first card is the card of We Are the World. And I'll kind of keep it up there. And the most important aspect of this card is remembering that we are all in this together. And I don't just mean with a pandemic, I mean as a whole, we are all in this together. We have to support one another, and we need to lift each other up and okay, so the message that this card wants to bring is to remember always and it's like the cause and effect, what you say, what you do to a situation, experience, or how you respond and react with another, or interact with another, how that's all, it affects us all. Okay, so just be really aware of your comments, of your messages that you're sending out, and always do from a place of love, knowing that we are all connected, that we are the world, all of us, and we are each responsible first to ourselves, and then we're responsible to those we come in contact. And that's, a lot of that is the and I talk about it a little bit, the Ho'oponopono, the gift behind their phrases that they use, which is, I love you, please forgive me, I am sorry, and thank you. And so that it's just to become more whole, to become more responsible, accountable, not just for ourselves, but for everybody else, knowing that we are tied in together, and we're all on our separate journeys, but we're also on separate journeys connected together. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so the first card that I picked from the Soulful Women's book is the card of Ageless Beauty. Okay, so Ageless Beauty is really about all understanding that as each year passes, we become more inspired to live with strength, beauty, and grace from all that we've learned in our life. And as we learn, we make changes. As we learn, we grow. We understand that by embracing our fullness, our wholeness, all of our gifts, talents, the mysteries, all the mistakes and shortcomings, all of this is vital to our aging process. So therefore, the message in here is to live your own life with grace, dignity, strength. That's what it says. That's the affirmation. I grow into the unique texture of my feminine soul. And so, and this can be applied whether both male or female. It's really that we grow and we learn. And so with every passing day, every passing moment, every passing year, we grow into more depth, power, grace, and with the unique texture of our own soul within. And so what is most important is to recognize the importance of releasing our younger selves and those parts that overgive, over account for, over accommodate. Because often when we do this, we do it at the expense of our own well-being. It's like when we say yes to something we really want to say no to. As we grow older, we learn and we grow and we begin to respond how we want to. And that's the part of aging, and it's a beautiful part of aging. So just be accountable to that today. Remember that. Remember all of the lessons that you've learned up until this point in your life. Okay, and the second card, this card again comes up, the unknown. And the unknown is about, sorry, hang on, I apologize. So the unknown is so prevalent in today's world because there is so much unknown. But along the soul's journey, you might find yourself right now at a crossroads where something old has come to an end and the new is yet to be formed. So perhaps you are on this soul's journey or thinking about maybe making a change within your career or within your life, moving on in a different way, moving places, maybe going somewhere different. And you don't exactly know what's going to happen when you do that. So during this time is to become really patient and gentle with yourself, knowing that all of that you have learned, what we talked about in the Ageless Beauty card, to be gentle and patient with yourself and release the old. And as you do so, trust that the universe is creating the space for the new to enter into your life. Keep your heart open and embrace that mystery, knowing that this process can't be hurried. And just allowing. And if you see her, she's holding the bird in her hand. And that's, birds often symbolize to me, when we cage a bird and then we let them go free. And then they just go out and just explore. And sometimes that's what it's about, is just not knowing and exploring. So sometimes when we don't know how, when, where, or whom may enter our life, if we just trust, if we just allow that bird to fly, know that something magical is going to happen. Open yourself up to the alchemy of your soul's growth. Know that this is your soul's journey, and all the lessons that you've learned up till this space, change the portal of your soul's journey that calls you to bow to and design a greatness within. And so just be comfortable living in this place of not knowing. It calls for courage. It calls for patience, curiosity, and trust. Reach out to those who want to support us. The card of We of the World was the first card that came up. Knowing that we are all connected. If we trust, we will know that those who are meant to enter our life will enter into our life to show us or to lead us, direct us in a certain way or pattern, just give us an idea. And so open your heart also to the loving guidance of the divine. Okay, so that's at the root of what's going on today. And the next cards come from the Shaman's Oracle. And the first card is of Ancestor of Guidance. And this is really important when we come to the card of the unknown, is that the ancestor watches, or our ancestors watch over us. They also guide us as we embark upon our life path. So if you're open to, if you listen to, they will counsel you as you make important decisions about the direction that you're going to take. They'll help you, they'll be around you and guide you as you enter into the deepest places of your heart and your soul. And they'll stand by you as you're ready to assist you in discovering the path that you need to follow. So entering into the unknown, but knowing that spirit is around us is important, because we know and believe and trust that they will choose or help us choose our path through life. And they assist us from the spirit world at all times, listening to the messages, and not just listening with your ears, but listening with your heart, listening with your eyes, listening, seeing, watching for messages that come towards us, being open to this. Okay, so the next card, and this is the card in the challenge position, and it's the Ancestor of Exile. And so the Ancestor of Exile has been witness to many kinds of separation and have watched over the suffering of those who've been driven away from their home or their country, their place of being, work, however it may be. Yet there's a deeper exile still. And this is where his role comes within our journey. He stands by ready to help people who may feel lost or unsure of the unknown, finding their way back to that place of belonging. And so draw strength from this knowing when you need to reconnect or support in times of loneliness. So reach out to others. Again, we are the world. It just became so important in this aspect. Perhaps reach out to those that you haven't spoken to in a while, or where just go out where you can see other people, and you can still distance within that, but there may be a gift within that. And so sometimes the emotional state of being in solitude is so painful that it can be damaging because of the messages that we send to ourselves. And so if we leave this unattended, it's staying within us, and it harbors sometimes doubt, fear, all of these things. So what we want to do is embrace it, ask for guidance, ask for support, ask to be led in a direction, and then follow that advice at this time in your life. Just see where perhaps, how can you, if you're in a position that you can be learning more at this time, go for it. Just go for it. That's what the answer of exile is saying. And you just have to ask, and they will guide. Okay, so the final one is Ancestor of Skill. So this is very much about what we have learned up until this place in our lives. And so it really doesn't matter what age you're at, but it's to perhaps there's a new skill, there's a new talent, a new awareness that you are being directed to. And so the Ancestor of Skill teaches you how to find that sense of balance and wisdom and how to channel this into whatever you are doing. So it's to find balance within your life so that, I always get this odd feeling when we don't become well-rounded of, say, when we're listing our priorities, if we've forgotten the balance of exercise. And to get out there, that's part of that balancing. And so you can't just focus on one thing. You have to be well-rounded. And that's what the Ancestor of Skill is reminding us. We can't just constantly work on that one thing, if that's making sense. We have to still remember we have other things to do, such as your morning routine, whatever that is. If you have to create a morning routine, create that morning routine and ask for guidance at that time. Okay, like I say, I start the morning with, usually now first with my exercise routine, and then I do a meditation to connect with the guidance that's around me. And then I have my nutrition. And so all of this is, so that's mind, body, soul is all being rounded. And then I move into my lessons of asking what skills or what talents can I open up to at this time. And if there's more that I need to learn, then I'll ask for guidance in that regard. So we're being asked to within this community that we're all here to help one another. And so don't be afraid to ask for assistance or guidance in channeling whatever task you wish to undertake. The Ancestor of Skill will enable you to uncover the skills that lay within yourself, that bring you positive energy. Because when we're not utilizing all of our gifts or our talents and our skills, it's almost like there's something missing. And so the Ancestor of Skill teaches us how to best access the most important skills of our lives. And the artful and versatile soul can always find a way, no matter how wide or deep the chasm ahead, how far it's just because we may have pushed away so far. If you're older and had been along a pathway that had opened you up to a spiritual journey or to, being an artist, to be whatever it was, you're never too old. And that's what we're learning about the ageless beauty and stepping into the unknown. And with the Ancestor of Skill, it's saying it's never too late. Or if you're younger, dig deep within and really encourage yourself. Find that encouragement that wants to take on that your soul's destiny, just said to me. And we have to look within ourselves to harness the ability that we already possess, but we have not yet discovered. And I say that so often in my my readings because I don't predict the future. That's not my role. My role is as a counselor and a spiritual counselor. And it's to open up what you know inside. It's to show you, it's to remind you what you already know. And so allowing for that then to blossom, but we have to water what we blossom. Okay, if something doesn't work out, then we move on to something else. But we always try as much as we can and ask for guidance and move forward in that respect. And so the two cards of, I can never remember what it's called, the spiritual awakening. The first is wanting more for others puts me into an energy of abundance. And that's the card. And wanting more for others puts me into the energy of abundance. So again, we are the world. We are all in this together. We are here to support one another. We are here to help one another, to work within, sorry, I have to find something in here, to work within a unity, within an understanding that we need one another to, as we move along our journey, and not to be, okay, so lay it out there. What I'm hearing is jealousy. And so there's times when we come into a certain skill and we're here, but we want to be here. So we meet a teacher and maybe it takes a little bit longer, but I just keep hearing a level of jealousy, where the next card that comes up is the card of friendliness. And the branches of these two trees are intertwined, and their fallen petals, if you see at the bottom of the card, blend together on the ground, and they make a beautiful color. And this is bridged by love, but they stand individually, each rooted in the soil of their own connection with the earth. So ground yourself and know where you are. Remember where you are. Remember where you want to go. In this way, they represent, each of them represents the essence of true friends that are mature, easy with one another, and natural. There's no urgency about the connection, no neediness, no desire to change the other into something that it or they are not. Now, we can help one another if we see within another, but it's not up to us to change one another. It's up to everyone to change themselves. And so be grateful for, not for abundance for yourself, but wanting others, wanting more for others, the best, the greatest. So it's in the highest interest of self and the highest interest in others. And that's what just creates that whole flow of abundance of everyone else around us. And we do live in this world that's more manipulative, or, you know, within regards to, it seems that money is the most powerful thing. But if that's what your limited belief is, then that's what you're going to create in your world. Where if you believe that the most important thing in the world is love and community and everybody expressing their own talents and creations and bringing forth what they can into the world, then we live in a better place of harmony. Okay, the next card is, I'll show you it first. It's a beautiful card, actually. And it's, when I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. I love this card. And if you know somebody that, actually within my family, my younger sister and one of my nephews, actually pretty few people in my family, okay, I'm going to say that. But when they walk into a room, it's like there's a glow within that room. They just walk in with joy and happiness. And so when you walk into a space that is joyful and happy, you yourself can change the energy of the room. So when you walk into a place, into a space, wherever you're going, bring your joy with you. Bring that with you, because it can change the vibrational frequency of what's happening all around you. We are energy, and we are all in this together. So those are the universal messages. And give me 1 second here to put these away, and I will get to the other messages. So I'm going to be using for the messages, the Patch Tarot, and actually I don't know the name of this deck. I don't even know where I got it from, but those are what I'll get. If anybody knows that, you can let me know what deck it's from. That'd be great. I don't have a clue. And so we are going to start with those who picked the amethyst. And it's actually got a point on it. It's quite beautiful. So first of all, I'm just picking the amethyst in the beginning is a sense that wherever you're at, you need to, I love that word because I shouldn't use it. You're being asked. Wow. Okay. You're being asked to connect with your higher consciousness, to understand, to know, to work towards this place of purity, of love, connected with the divine. And when we are connected with the divine, we're connected through our heart space. So we're connected with love. And the first card that comes up is the King of Cups. So if this is yourself, be that person that you want to. When you move forward from a space of love, of friendliness, of the King of Cups are quite emotional beings, so they almost lead by their emotions, and their emotions typically are connected through their heart space. And so they have these grand imaginations. If you're female energy, you may be connecting with a male that, or married to, your partner may be someone that is very loving, but not in a bad way, but in a good way. They are always moving through in love. That's the way that they present themselves. That's the way they lead by their heart. And so they will shower you. They will show you their gifts in that respect. And so stay open to this, knowing that this is who they are. This is part of. And that sense of what I'm hearing is that sense of joyfulness from the heart is going to change, recreate within yourself a more joyful being, a more joyful space. I just get this feeling this person has a lot of energy and moves forward really quickly because they move forward on emotion. And if you're the kind of person like I am, the High Priestess, and so I move forward typically from my intuition, that's where I'm based. The King of Cups is based in their heart. Okay, so the next card that comes up, the card of the challenge position is the Five of Cups. Okay, and the Five of Cups is about regret. Perhaps this King of Cups has, if it's a male side, has done things that are wrong. It's things that they have to let go of. If we just sit in regret, in blame and shame and self-doubt and all of those things, we don't move forward. So if that's where that person's coming from, if you're the male figure in here, then you need to release all of that in order to move forward. Let it go. The past is the past. And that's basically what we learned in the first part of the reading. The past is the past. Leave it where it belongs. Learn from it, grow from it, and become who you want to be from your place of your heart. To the feminine side of this, this is saying perhaps you have experienced relationships that may have created a lot of self-doubt within yourself. And instead of, releasing that and within your mind, creating space that opens up for a new love to enter your life, someone that is loving, someone that is caring. Lots of times you'll hear, from women that are, or not just from women, from people that have been in relationships that are not that great. And they'll say, all men are dumb, or all men have, well, if you believe that, that's what you're going to bring forward. So it's changing those thoughts. And so putting the past behind, okay, brings us to the 5 of Discs. Okay, so this is a lot about really going within yourself and re-energizing, visualizing, seeing how life can be different, how the past is the past, and it's up to you to bring color to your world. That's kind of an interesting way of putting it. So you may have suffered at some point some loss, but now it's time to, again, there's 2 5s in this, and 5s are about courage into creation. And so what was, it's up to you and only up to you to manifest what you want into your world. And that's on both sides, whether you're the male in this, that's always just moves from the heart. But if you stay in that, in the space of regret or loss or shame, that's what you're going to bring into your world. So instead of that, bring into your world that what you want. So keeping your thoughts positive and aligned. Okay, so the next 2 cards that clarify this. Okay, so it's a card of the retreat, and I think that this goes in hand with the last card of the 5 of Discs that I can't pick up because I have no more nails. And he's realigning himself, and that's what that's about, whether he or she is realigning their selves. This could be somebody, if you're a female, you could be waiting for that other side, that person, to realign themselves. So for you, it's to take a mini retreat and listen to the voice of your soul. Asking what your soul really wants, what you want to bring into your life, how you want to create, what you truly want in a relationship. Okay, so group number 1 really needs to take some time today and just chill. Allowing yourself to be lazy, allowing yourself to do nothing, rather than running into walls, so to speak. You need to find that time to just relax, chill, read a book, and redefine your goals. Set your goals, set your intention, write them down, and release the outcomes, and then move towards that. Just having the faith and trust, and knowing that even the small steps make a huge difference. And so today for group 1 is really about reflecting upon and looking back at your situation, your past, I guess, in regards to relationships and knowing what you want. And in order to bring forth the person that you really want to bring forth, if that's what you're looking for, a new relationship, they're not going to come forth until you can release all of these things that are necessary for you to move forward. Okay, so now we move into pile number 2, which is this brown cluster here. And so the message, first of all, within the brown cluster, and that's really to remember to ground yourself. And grounding ourselves first thing in the morning is really anchoring ourselves into the present moment, not to get carried away or whisked off to places of the past or into the future, wanting to be somewhere really quick. So when we ground ourselves, we want to, you have I call it the white light that goes all through your body, that goes through all your chakras and clears your chakras. And then it becomes like an arrow and an anchor. And it anchors and roots into the ground. And that keeps us grounded in the moment, in the now. So group 2, it's important for you to remember where you are and how far you've come to get here. And we've got another king. So this here is the King of Swords. And so this group, now whether you are the King of Swords or whether you are wanting, if it's your partner or someone that you want to bring into your life, this person is very analytical. They talk a lot. They usually are quite social beings, but they lead more from taking chances, making decisions and taking chances. And so that may be different from you, or it may be similar, so you may match one another. But if it's your partner, just know that that's who they are, is that someone that is more analytical, but he's at a place of growth in his life that perhaps needs to find a different kind of interest at this time. Something that really sparks him. I don't know why that's come out, but it is something that sparks him. Okay, and this next card is a card of the Chariot, and that's the card in position. So that, again, this is the motion. So with this card, this is saying that he's analytical, taking chances. This card is saying there's a choice. And you are always, 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 always responsible for all of your choices. You get to make the choices that you want to make. So whether you make, if this is your partner, say, hey, I really need to make this decision with you. We need to make it together. And one choice isn't better than the other choice. It's the choice that's most beneficial for your experience, for your situation. So this is about making a choice and having that control. It's a major arcana card. So this is a major decision. So this may be a decision, say, to move, to find a new job. If this male aspect wants to change careers or wants to try something different, that's probably good, but it needs to be something that you need to make together. Also, you need to ground yourselves. Both of you need to ground yourselves prior to making this decision, so that, yes, that decision is made intellectually, but it's made as a unit. Okay, so the third card, wow, okay, is the card of Strength. So we've got 2 major arcana cards within pile number 2. Crazy. And it's the card of Strength. And strength is all about knowing, so this pile number 2 is so much about, there's a new decision, there's something on the horizon, there's something coming this way. It's a change of lifestyle, and it involves thought, it involves decisions, and it also involves knowing what our passion is, what our true passion is, not the passions of others, not the passions of whatever else has gone all around us. It's what is your passion, what are your, together as a unit, what is your passion, and how do you see moving forward with this passion? And it's really time to, become really aware. And this group is very important in grounding. As I had said, practice the present moment awareness. The meaning you yearn for lives in the ever-presence of now. And so that's not looking back, that's not being jumping ahead, that's being right here. And so know what fears are blocking you. Get to know those fears and then release them. And ground yourself in the now, in the present moment. Even if you have to, when you do your grounding, when you set that anchor down, picture on that anchor saying the present moment or now. And so keeping your thoughts always focused on right now, saying to yourself, back to the present, back to this moment. So when you're making this, and the past does give us guidance as to where we want to be. No, it doesn't. Sorry. The past gives us guidance as to, what happened when we did this. What happened when we did that. So it can lend guidance to, maybe I don't want to do it that way. What it allows it for is choice. So much this is about choice. So remember the first part of the reading. And if you need to go back to it, read it again. Watch it again to gain that strength, to remind yourself that you have the power, that you are powerful, to bring your awareness back to this present moment. And the next card that comes up is Independence. Okay, so, the 2 cards that I got. The next card, and this is the card of the challenge. So this is really about, making this decision, and I think at some points, perhaps you haven't, perhaps this other person or whoever's involved has made choices that haven't included you, or you felt left out. And that's really, a lot of that's about self-respect. We're allowing somebody else to choose our steps forward. And so this is reminding you that you have a voice as well, that you have the right to choose as well. You have a responsibility to your life. You're the only person that's responsible for your life. So be 100% accountable. So just remember this, independent. You don't have to just go along with everyone else. This steps outside that box and says, I have the right to choose for myself, and I will. I'm going to think for myself, and my input into the situation is important. And doing so allows opportunity to flow and to grow. When we release our ties to the past, when we release the limitations of the past, when we let go of the old, this makes room for the new. And so where you may have not thought you had choice in matters, you do have choice. And you get to release all of what's happened behind you, opening yourself up to new opportunity before you. And so grant yourself that gift, that uniqueness, that opportunity in whatever it is venture that you are moving forward to. That's coming up for you. Okay, so that's pile number 2. And then now the third pile, which is the seashell. I love shells. I went a couple years ago to Nova Scotia with my mom and my niece. And my niece and I collected way too many seashells by the seashore. It was an incredible trip. Loved it. Okay, so the first card is the Princess of Wands. And the Princess of Wands is so passionate. So if this resembles yourself, or if you're a male, this resembles somebody that you're attracted to, or if this resembles a child, it's about somebody in your life or yourself that's so passionate about something, and remembering those passions and what brought you to those passions, going back to the skills, learning something brand new, but this is something that's so excitable, and so wanting to make the movement forward. And so it's time to make that movement forward. It may even be within your career right now, but how can I change that? So many of us are in this position that we have the opportunity to change things, to make things different, to add new life where things seem stagnant or left alone. So use that enthusiastic mind within you to bring forth what you want. Okay, so the challenge card is the card of the Four of Discs. And the Four of Discs is a card of stability, of mindfulness, of going within, and perhaps just along your journey, it hasn't been so stable. Maybe the last little while, the last couple of years, the last however long has not been stable. And because of that, it's blocked all of you being able to enthusiastically share your gifts or do what you want. So right now, this is reminding you that you have this chance at this point right now to provide yourself that stability that is so necessary for your soul's growth. Okay? And the final card is the Nine of Wands. And so that is hugely important for pile number 3, because what this card is saying, the Nine of Wands is about endurance. So you have these gifts within you, and I do believe that it would ring true for quite a few that are in pile 3 that have had this journey of maybe feeling that they're being squelched, that they're being caged in, that bird we were talking about, the unknown. And it's time to find those skills within ourselves, and we know that they're there. In this pile, I believe this to be true. So just ask for that guidance and really dig deep and say, now is the time that I get to share. I get to follow my passions, be led by these passions, to learn more about the passions, to find that stability that I want within my life. That's going to create what I want to create within my life. And so that's the clear picture. So you've come such a long way. And that's the 9s are the number of moving forward. Now you're at that place. You've endured so much to get to here, to this exact moment in time, and now it's time to renew yourself, connect fully with the divine, connect fully with the heart, and to move forward. Use those passions, be that passion. And then I'll pick 2 cards from this pile. Oh, got it easily. Funny. And so this is about passion, and it's interesting when this card comes up, and then we got the caged bird again that's been with us for a little bit. And so this caged bird really wants to be set free. That caged bird is your passion. And so I believe that you know what this is. If you don't, you need to take that time of retreat, sit back and ask your inner guidance, ask for your spirit guides, ask for your higher self to give you that strength to let your passion take flight. This may also be a hobby, and this hobby's going to bring new life to you. It's going to provide that stability, but it's going to give you new life. So it's going back to passion and finding that passion, releasing that passion. Oh, the next card is patience. So you've come this far, you're at this space, you're at this place. You're being asked to be patient and be willing to give up what was good, what was mediocre, what was okay, for great. That's what, up to this point, you may have compromised and settled, but it's now time to pass up just good for living a life of greatness, of what you've always dreamed or what you've always wanted, creating that dream, creating that vision, setting your intention and moving towards that. Okay, so that's it for today's reading, and I hope that you did receive messages in there that can help you along your journey. That's always my goal. That's always my intention, to give inspiration and guidance where guidance is needed. Have an incredible day. Much love. Namaste. And may the force be with you. May you just live in great abundance and bless your day with love and happiness. Okay? Bye-bye.